All right. Hello and welcome to Terminal House Media. I am the operator, and in today's live stream, it'll be a little bit unconventional, a little unstructured, but the goal is to simply get my server configured. And I have created visual notifications so that you all can help track where I'm at. The goal is to always ensure that I add timestamps after my live streams, but some of these live streams are very long and it is very time consuming. And the main purpose of this stream, of this channel, is the learning process. Unfortunately, it's not the production that is the main point. So we've got to the bottom right corner of our main screen a white circle, and when I move on to a different task, you'll see an orange circle. There we go. Like I said, this is going to be a little raw, but we're figuring it out. All right, so in the previous videos, I've shown you all how I created AlmaBrain. I've posted that in a couple of videos so that there's a little bit of context behind my live streams. Sorry, I just want to make sure this chat looks right. Nevertheless, so you can see that we have it here on this screen, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. And we've got an IP address that is connected to our router. I use the MAC address so that anytime this server boots up, we will have the same IP address, and everybody inside this network will be able to reach back to this server. Lastly, before we get into our labs, you can see in the bottom left corner, we are currently at six subscribers. If you would like to join the Hornet's Nest, please add to that subscriber count. And that's it for this intro. And let's go ahead and get started to our lab. All right, so I am going to be working with Visual Studio Code and using SSH. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. Okay, we can close out of here, close out of there, and open up our terminal. Cool. And we're nice and zoomed in for you guys. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. Let's start our new task. So the first task is going to be SSH. So we're going to use SSH username at the server that we're connecting to, which is going to be 192.168.1.21. And the password is going to not be spoken out loud. Ha ha ha. Clear. And instead of doing sudo for every command that I'm going to do, I'm going to do sudo su and enter into the shell for root. And one of the first things that I need to do is change the host name of the server. So I'm going to do host name. Oh, let's stay clear on this. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is configure the host name. So I'm going to do hostname CTL, and I want to change this host name to AlmaBrain. Hostname CTL. Oh, sorry. Hostname CTL space hostname AlmaBrain. Now, if I exit out this shell, exit out, and I SSH back in, now we can see we have AlmaBrain. All right. So then let's see. We've got the server name configured. The next thing I need to do is upload the ISO image. This is going to be for my local repos. So I'm going to do IPA and grep inet. All right, we see that we have our IP address that we're going to use WinSCP to connect to. So I'm going to minimize this, and we're back on our web browser, and I've got DuckDuckGo up, and I've completely reset my home lab and my PC and everything. So I need to download WinSCP, and I figured this would be good for you all to see. All right, and it looks like the download started. I'm just gonna open up this file. And it's off screen, but I'm installing this for all users. And I will use WinSCP to upload my ISO image, which I already have downloaded inside my files folder. So what I'll do is open up WinSCP, and I'm gonna add that as a source real quick. So let's do also want to mention anything that is not done. Okay, we're gonna do this off screen because we want to expedite for time. All right, I don't want to lose you. All right, so we're gonna do 192.1.168.1. This is off screen, so I'm inputting the host name or IP address 192.168.1.21, and username is going to be admin, and the password, I'm not going to say that online except the host key. And I am on my host laptop, host computer, and I'm going to upload my ISO image to this server. I'm going to put it on the temp directory. Okay, so if I go to let's go up, ISO images, and we're going to upload the AlmaLinux DVD ISO to the temp directory on AlmaLinux 10.2. Okay, so here, if I go to the temp directory, I know that was a lot. I'm gonna change the dot and I do an LL, and let's do Control Shift minus or Control minus. There we go, Control minus. And what you can see is that the file is uploading. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now because that's going to take a little bit of time on my network, especially with streaming. So we're going to move on to the next task, which is configuring the rest of our services. So I'm going to bring back up my Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to elevate to root. Now I'm going to bring up Claude. I don't know how you all pronounce it, Claude, Claude, whatever. Maybe later. And in the previous video, I've explained that the AI that I'm going to be using in my streams is going to be Claude. All right, so we've interesting. Got a transform, copy transform, paste transform. Oops. Sorry, you all. Almost there. So like I said, this isn't necessarily the first live stream. Sorry about that. I deleted the other one. It was horrible, and I feel like I needed way more context on my channel for you all to understand what the purpose of everything that I'm doing is. But nevertheless, in the previous live stream, we did configure Git, and it worked really well. And I used this chat to do so. So what I'm going to do is just simply copy in these commands again and configure Git on my server. One of the first server certifications that I really need to get right now is GitLab Foundations, which is a really easy certification. So we're going to start off with install dependencies, open firewall ports, add the GitLab CE repository, and then we're going to install it and verify it's running. All right, so this shouldn't take too long. And mind you, whatever doesn't get done into today's lab will be done tomorrow or consistently throughout the week. It's just the continual process. So let's go ahead and do this. So we've got install dependencies. And so I'm just going to copy and paste that into there. Forgot to change the color icon so that we know that now we're working on GitLab installations. You know, I'm starting to think, and this may be an issue, I am uploading an ISO image that is almost 10 gigabytes at the same time that I'm trying to download data to this server. So the network is being hammered. Let's do this. Maybe we can. Nope. Doesn't seem as though there's a pause available. So fortunately, it seems like we're going to wait this one out for a little bit. But what I can do for you all is allow for a little break. It's so early for a break. We haven't even gotten anything done. Fortunately, I didn't plan for this. I thought this would be a lot more smoother. It's all right. Very peculiar. So what I can do in the meantime is I'll go back over to my console and I'm in the console. I'm going to bring up my terminal. All right, and while I'm in the console, I'm going to ask Claude for a little bit of help again. All right. I'm going to do a new chat. And paste in my question. How to monitor the network on AlmaLinux 10. Seems slow. Something is happening. Obviously, we can all tell that. I think it's, I don't know if it's going to be IPA or, I don't know. Let's see what tool they give us. So I guess this section would be called network monitoring. F-top. NetHogs shows bandwidth per connection. I definitely don't want to install something else. Here we go. Watch traffic in real time. No extra tools needed. Watch and one catproc.net dev. Let's see what's going on our network. So then I'm going to go back to Visual Studio Code. Oh no. The download packages were saved in cache until the next successful transaction. You can remove the cache. Curl could not result in host name. Oh. That's odd. You did the first time. So let's check NMTUI, edit a connection, ENS, it's on automatic. And clear, Control C, clear, and okay. So we're not able to, oh no, you all aren't able to see what's going on. So we're going to show Claude right now, and I copied the error log in there. Can I reach anything at all? That's a good question. I should be able to reach Google. So go back over to Visual Studio Code, and oh boy. 0 received, 3 errors. That's not good. Ping 8.8.8.8. Awesome. So that's not good. NMTUI, edit a connection, ENS, BC 241125, DC 47, and it is manual. Let's try manual. That's not good. My network's not up. And let's do reboot now. And clear my terminal. And do an SSH again back into that server. So on the local network, it's great, but for whatever reason, it's not able to reach out. I don't know why that is. I've done plenty of other things on this server. Ping google.com. No bueno. Ping 8.8.8.8. Awesome. That is slow. Very slow. Oh, I'm still uploading. I mean, 1300 milliseconds is crazy. Now we're unreachable. So you've got some intermittent network issues. Not fun. How? Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this ISO finish uploading, because I think it's bogging down the network so much. And after the ISO is done uploading, I'll come back. That's the end of the network troubleshooting, because intermittent, we just had pings, nothing changed. And let's do NMTUI, edit connection. It's on manual 192.168.121. And ping clear, ping google.com. No, ping 8.8.8.8. Okay, so we all just witnessed the same thing where the network was up. Now it's not. And what did I do? I did a reboot on the system. And for a second, let's see. This is still transferring, bytes transferring. All right. So it's saying we've got about 2 minutes left. I'm going to let this transfer finish. Sorry that I keep on telling you guys I'm going to let it finish and then I keep on troubleshooting. It's hard to walk away sometimes. But I'm going to let this finish and then I'll be right back in about 3 minutes. All right, hello team. Unfortunately, I have to take care of my business within the restroom. So I've extended this pause and this break because I'm going to come back to this and work for about another 45 minutes. But I do need a little break. So thank you all for your patience and I'll be back. All right. Okay, so we can see not much has really changed since the break, which is fine. But what has finished is the ISO upload to this server. And I'm going to close out one SCP and go back over to my browser, which you all are viewing, log into my server. Bring up my terminal, Control-Shift+. And what I want to do is verify that I have access to the internet and that the ISO upload was the cause of my delayed connection. So I'm going to ping 8.8.8.8. Perfect replies. Much better ping times. I'm not getting any drops. So I guess what I would do here is think about the setup. So my host PC is on Wi-Fi, and the host PC that I have has a horrible Wi-Fi connection. Horrible. Downloading and uploading, horrible. Surprisingly, playing video games is not really a big issue. But I think the process of transferring that data from this PC to my mini PC, which is hosting Proxmox, created a huge lag that you all saw, and the ping times were absolutely horrendous. So now we've got that cleaned up, and if I clear ls on temp and search for anything that ends in ISO, we can see that we have our DVD ISO. All right, so that was one step. That was such a small step. Wasn't really a big one. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we've got our ISO uploaded. I'm just getting the server to a good point so that I can create a good backup. All right, so now clear. This is how to install Ansible on AlmaLinux 10.2. So I'll do DNF install Ansible -y. And let's do since it hasn't found it, I'll search it. DNF search Ansible. DNF install Ansible. Core. Yes. Now I should be able to cd to etc Ansible ll. Let me see, we got host roles. Eventually there will be a directory for playbooks, and that's how I'll build out my Ansible configuration on AlmaBrain. So we've got Ansible, we've got, let me do systemctl status NFS, so that's service. Okay, so we don't have that installed, so we're gonna install NFS, DNF install NFS server -y. Okay, DNF install NFS util, sorry, that's what it was. And I'm doing a lot of this by memory, and they're gonna do -y or yes, y for yes. All right, we've got Ansible installed, we've got NFS installed. To ensure NFS is configured correctly, we need to add the services to firewall D. So I can view the services in firewall D. by doing firewall d cmd -- list -all. Firewall cmd firewall firewall cmd - list all. And this is why I'm doing all this practice. I just passed Red Hat, and literally I have brain farts like no other, and I'm like, did you pass? Anyways, so we're gonna firewall cmd - add service, and the service that we're going to add is going to be mount d, and we're going to put that in the zone public, and we're going to make this permanent. Hyphen permanent. All right, and we're going to do the same thing for NFS, and we're going to do the same thing for RPC bind. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and clear out. And if I do firewall cmd - list all, oh, guess what we didn't do? We didn't load the service. So you got to do, I'm going to do a clear, and then do a firewall cmd - reload, and then use my up arrow to view the new services. Okay, we've got those there. So we've got NFS. Oh, we need to turn it on. So I'm going to use systemctl enable -- now nfs.server. NFS. Yep, server.service. Okay, and then if I do systemctl status on nfs server.service, I can see it's running and it's good. Now this is for NFS. So if I wanted to configure a directory to share out to my nodes or whatever, I'd do that right now, and I would edit etc exports. Oops. Yeah, well, you can see that the file is there, but obviously there's nothing in there because we're not exporting any directories or anything. And that's when we're going to build node 1 and node 2. That's going to act as our worker nodes. So if I look through my history of what we've done, we added Git, but we didn't finish that. So here goes my ADHD. Let's finish installing Git now that we have access to the internet. So got Claude up. I'm gonna go back to installing Git, and let's get through this now. All right. So the first step is install dependencies. Sudo DNF, install policy core utils, open SSH server. We already got that in Perl. Awesome. Okay, so we've got the packages installed. Now we're going to go back over to Claude. And then we're going to add these services. So they got HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, and then they're going to reload it, which is all good. So I'll just copy that into Visual Studio Code. Oh, I love this workflow. Yeah, you see SSH is already enabled, because we're logged in. All right, so back to then add the GitLab CE repository. Okay, so we're gonna curl and add this GitLab repo. Okay, so it's complete. Install GitLab CE. And so we're going to edit this command where it says your server IP. It's going to be 192.168.1.21. Copy that. Paste that into my terminal. Now you can see the AI defaults to adding sudo before the command, but that's them being safe. I'm already in the root shell, so I would say perhaps if you're watching this much of the video and you've made it this far, then you already know that. But cool. After I'm done configuring GitLab, I've done Ansible, I've done NFS, I'm doing GitLab, I've created the ISO upload. So the ISO is uploaded to AlmaBrain. I think that once I'm able to access GitLab, and the server is connected to GitLab, that's when I'll shut this machine down. I'll take a backup, and that'll be my second restore point with services configured. I have a blank state, and then I'll have this one, and that's mainly so that I don't just get comfortable with configuring the clients. Eventually there will be times when I completely demolish this server and rebuild it from scratch, which is the clean slate backup. That's the purpose of that. And then yeah, of course, repeating and using the nodes for practice and everything. But yeah, GitLab is pretty important, especially when we get to bash shell scripting and Python. So let me know in the comment section if you all are studying for any industry certifications or anything, or what has brought you to this channel. I'd be very curious to know. Seems to be taking a little while. Okay, it's taking a long time. Jesus Lord. All right, it looks like we're still at 6 subscribers, and this package still hasn't finished. Maybe it might be the network. I don't know. Let's wake up this terminal. Says it's running the scriptlet. It's very interesting how sometimes I do this stuff without being live and it works very quickly, very easily. And then I'm live and you guys see all of this trouble, which is good. I guess it's good. Oh, wow. RPM package, warning, failed, begin output, complete. What the? There's a lot of errors. And then it says complete, fatal. Please provide the contents of this track above. Fatal, banish the proper, should expect process 0. Fatal. This might be present in your log files and plain text. It's highly recommended to change the password following. Of course. All right. Well, at the end of the day, it's saying it's complete. So we're going to work with that and keep it going. All right, so let's go back over and focus on getting this server up and being able to interface, right? So if you're okay, and then verify it's running. We're getting through this. What in the world? Copy, minimize, paste. Run down. Prometheus normally up, 1 up, run log, pid, 159, Redis. Run log. Okay. Verify all services should show run. They don't. Prometheus is showing down. Alright, we're gonna go back up. Don't share this publicly, of course not. Let's save the password somewhere safe. All right, so I'm gonna do this. Off screen. So think. I'm gonna be right back, and like I said, I'm gonna do this off screen so that I don't lose valuable information. All right. Okay, that was definitely not going to be a 10-minute break. Sorry about that. We're back, and we've got our password copied, and now let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So we're going to access the browser and go to HTTP and our router IP, and we're going to copy in the password from step 6. All right. So I need to access the web browser, and I'm going to do a new tab. 192.168.1.21, and awesome. And we're going to do root and the password. Of course, remember me. Maybe not the wisest thing to do. Okay, check the restrictions for new users, deactivate, acknowledge. All right, we're making somewhat of progress. Now we're going to change the password on here. So let's first, before we do that, let's make sure we got everything right. If something goes wrong, okay, then if something goes wrong, run these steps. Well, nothing went wrong. All right. Okay. Now logged in, and we need to change the password. Top right corner, edit profile password from left sidebar. Can I connect this to my web Git account? GitHub. I love how it asks verifying questions. That does seem very much more advanced. I want to upload to GitHub from this server. So it says there are 2 ways to connect your self-hosted GitLab to GitHub, and that's mirror a repo, most common. Create a new project, choose import project, in GitHub, insert GitHub personal access token. I'm saying when I make a commit on this server, I want it to show. Insert through the prompts. So we're creating a public key, test the connection. Push a repo. Okay. What I'll do is save this for the next slide because I'm starting to run out of time. And what I'm going to do for right now is just say click the username here, and I'm going to click on the profile, and I clicked on the user icon. Yeah, got to change this password. Cannot end the live stream without knowing our password. It's a big thing. Oh, here we go. Accounts. Create a new pin, change username, scheduled, delete account. No. Here we go. Account, access passwords and authentication. Change password. Current password, new password. All right, we got our new password. Cool. Wow, we're making good progress. So we've got Ansible, we've got NFS, we've got Git, we've got our firewall configured to allow these services. Let's think of what else did I need to do. Sorry, you all. Like I said, this was not a very structured live stream. Did NFS. Okay, so pretty much what we're on now is actually creating our. What we've been doing is, I guess I'm running out of time now, but the next thing we're going to be doing is creating our nodes. So I'll be creating node 1 and node 2, and those will act as my clients, my worker nodes. Those will be the two servers that you see in a lot of Red Hat oriented videos where I'm practicing Red Hat objectives in labs to ensure, like you all have seen even in this live stream, it's so easy to go mind blank and forget, and that is not a test that I want to ever forget. And like I said, so the main focus is Red Hat. I'm a Red Hat engineer. Beyond that, I focus on ensuring that I can level up within the career playing field. So like, yeah, I need to learn Git. I need to learn Slurm. These are the things that I'm doing within work. And so hopefully this makes sense to you. But I need to learn Slurm. I need to get better at Bash shell scripting. I need to get better at Python. I need to understand structures and different things. And that was the big purpose of ensuring that I had a server that had Git on it, so that when I have an employer that wants to know what's going on and like really like what does my resume look like, I have a good portfolio to show. And sorry to those who may complain, but that is the reason why the production is not really the main focus. The main focus is keeping a job. Really keeping a job. So if you made it this far through the video and you heard my explainer or heard me rant, thank you. I really appreciate you. I hope that you all have an amazing day. And like I said, it does matter having a good community of people, and I really appreciate the journey, and I would appreciate you if you join the journey with me. And let's get that subscriber count up. I hope that you all have a nice day. I will see you tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a nice